Welcome to this week's Ask Charlie. I'm sitting down and I'm taking a moment to plan what I want to do in the garden this year. I think January is a perfect time to sit down and just carefully plan out things that you need to buy for the garden, things that you want to plant, changes that need to be made, and get immersed inside some of your favourite books, get inspiration and ideas, and find beautiful things that you want to plant in your garden. I'm going to be taking you outside to show you the things that I'm going to be doing in my garden this year. I got into gardening later on actually. It was when I broke my leg and I was housebound, and I realised that actually I've got so much here that I could create to make things look beautiful, but actually it was me that was going to have to put in the time and the effort to do it. And I had a year pretty much here the whole time, and I used to bum shuffle around in a plastic bag around the flower beds, weeding them, and it was my therapy. And I realised actually how healing it is being outside in the garden. Whether you only have a tiny garden, whether you don't have a garden at all, you can grow things, and the pleasure that you get from growing a tomato plant inside or putting in a beautiful rose. When Mum died, I actually created 2 rose beds outside in her memory because she loved gardening and she was passionate about the garden, and roses were one of her favourite things. Actually, growing up as a child, our family home was a big Georgian rectory, and the gardens were open to the public a couple of times a year to come and have afternoon tea and have a look around. And Mum spent hours out there, and at the time I didn't see the joy in it. I just actually resented all of the time that she spent outside, but I totally understand it now, and I think it becomes something, well, I find it really therapeutic. I find it really rewarding, spending time in your garden and seeing it change throughout the seasons, and always coming up with new ideas of things that I want to plant or do. So I thought I'd share a little bit of that journey with you. Si and I have also been having a battle for numerous years about my vegetable garden, and I'm going to show you the area around my greenhouse that I wanted to put raised beds in. But after lots of discussions, we're not doing that this year. I'm going to create an area. In fact, wonderful Ruben is going to be building it at the beginning of March, and that's going to be my veg garden. I'm going to be using Charles Dowding's no dig method. I'm going to be putting a lot of cardboard down. I'm saving my boxes at the moment, and then I'll put compost on top and grow my veg in there. And the area is going to be fenced off in our orchard, and I am so excited about it. So I have been writing a list of the things that I want to get going in there. It might take time. I might not end up growing very much this year, but we can plan for the future. And I've got a few veg areas around the greenhouse. One area which I've had as my carrot bed is now going to become my asparagus bed. Asparagus takes quite a long time to get going, about 3 years. So, you know, we've got to be patient with these things, but I have ordered my asparagus heads, and I can't wait for them to come. The bed is ready. There's a little bit of broccoli in there that still is going strong, so I'm not going to remove that yet. And yes, we're going to create a new bed for my dahlia tubers. My dahlias, once they are coming into bloom and the leaves are looking good and there are no more frosts in the greenhouse, I then am going to plant those out into my new bed just for them. I used to put them around a rose, but actually the rose has grown so big that there's no space anymore, so a new dahlia bed. And I've also got a bed which is just for cut flowers. I've got tulip bulbs in there at the moment, and I'm going to go and take you and see if anything is poking through, but probably not yet, just it's been very cold. And then I'm going to be planting peonies in there. Those have arrived. I ordered them from Sarah Raven. So I've got my peonies ready to go in there when the ground is a little bit warmer. And again, it's probably going to take a couple of years before I have a wonderful selection of peonies in that bed to cut and bring into the house to make into flower arrangements. I love peonies. They were our wedding flower, and I just thought I'm going to dedicate an entire bed for those, and then I will put some other cutting flowers in there as well. The orchard is a wonderful space, and I'm so excited to be having my vegetable garden in there. I've also planted lots of other things, so Those of you who know me well know I love making elderflower cordials. So I've planted some elderflower along the hedge there and various other bits and pieces. I've also got a fruit cage, which is also work in progress. I need to spend some time sorting that out as well, but I do have a wonderful harvest of red currants, which is brilliant because I love making red currant jelly. And I think you need to plant things in your garden that bring you joy and things that you are going to love. There's no point having a plant that you don't like. Get rid of it. Life's too short to have things in our garden that that don't bring us joy. And so I have things in my garden that I either want to cut and have as flower arrangements, make into flower arrangements, or things that I want to make into jams or preserves. And I'm really hoping that the vegetable garden will get going and I can really utilise all of the things that I grow in there and we can enjoy eating as a family. So let's go outside and I'm going to show you around. This is where I used to grow my carrots, which is perfect for carrots because carrots like a free soil, and we put this bed in ourselves. In fact, I lumped all of the compost in here as well. It was jolly hard work. But carrots like to grow down, and so you want an area that they can grow down, but we have decided that this is going to be perfect for our asparagus. I've got a little bit of purple sprout and broccoli, which I'm just leaving in at the moment because it's looking all right. There's some mushrooms down there that need to come out. So this is going to be the new asparagus bed that I am super excited about. So this area behind my greenhouse, I have got my rhubarb and it's just beginning to poke through, which is super exciting. I will be forcing this rhubarb because it's been in for a couple of years, so actually I can force it next year, and I'll put some new rhubarb plants in my new vegetable garden. I've got some chard in here, and I also have grown lettuces as well in this area, which has worked really well, but again they're going to go over there, and I'll see what I'm going to put in here. I haven't quite decided yet. This bed along the front of my greenhouse needs completely clearing, but I have got some foxgloves coming up. I put my sweet peas in here as well, and then some cutting flowers that I've brought on from seed in the greenhouse. So this is my fruit cage, which we put in a couple of years ago, and I have a great harvest of red currants along there, but unfortunately the raspberries haven't done so well. We put in this orchard as well, gosh, probably about 5 years ago. This was complete scrubland. It was just wasted space. I had the muck heap here and it was just horrid. So we created this area for the children to have their tree house and play in. They've also got a zip wire too, which they love. And we planted lots of fruit trees. We've got apples, pears, quince, all sorts in here, which is really lovely watching the fruit trees grow. And then the chickens normally free range in this area as well, which is secure for them, but at the moment with avian bird flu they're confined to that little area over there. This is going to be my new vegetable area. So I have got little markers, but actually we're not putting it there. We're going to put it alongside the fruit cage here, and it will pretty much be the same dimensions as the fruit cage because we've got to allow enough space. We've got a gate there and the tractor needs to be able to come in to top. But I'm planning to have a row of veg along this side, a row of veg along that side, and a pathway in the middle, and securely fenced off because occasionally we get rabbits in here and I don't want the chickens getting in either. So I'm really excited about creating this space and getting lots of things growing that we can eat and enjoy as a family. Along this hedgeline here, I planted a few years ago all of these elders, which just bring me so much excitement that hopefully this summer I can pick lots of elderflowers and some elderberries as well to make into delicious things for us to enjoy. My greenhouse is my happy place, and a lot of my seeds that I've ordered for this year have arrived, which is really exciting, and I thought I'd show you a few of what I will be planting. So I've got a selection of tomatoes from Sarah Raven. Now, I missed a boat on tomatoes last year. A friend kindly gave me a few plants, but I also took the seeds out of some delicious supermarket tomatoes, dried them and planted them, and they worked a treat, which is very exciting. So that's something that you can do as well. And you can grow tomatoes inside if you don't have very much space or a greenhouse. I actually grow all of my tomatoes down here along this wall at the back, on the back wall of the greenhouse. I've got carrots, and I have also got some sweet peas. These are my root trainers for sweet peas. I actually treated myself to new ones because the last ones I've used for years, and actually I was not going to get another year out of them. So sweet peas have a long root, and it's a good idea to use root trainers for those. I've also got some seeds from Paris Alma. Now, Paris actually is local, and she creates these wonderful seeds from her flowers that she has grown, and so I'm really excited. I have got, well, let's have a look. Sweet peas, cutting garden mix. I love having lots of sweet peas. They're so beautiful, they smell amazing. I've got cornflower, scabious, that just looks amazing. Hollyhocks, some more scabious. So I've got white, and I have got lavender. And I have got more sweet peas and some larkspur. So that is really exciting. I also have got a cut flower seed collection because I might this year grow some cut flowers in my new vegetable garden because I'm leaving it quite late in the year, so I think I might put some of those in. I should have got going with these ages ago. I've got a heater in the greenhouse, so I could have done. Actually, I've been preoccupied with other things, and I need to get going with these pretty soon now. And then I've also got some pumpkin baby boo. So these are quite fun little mini pumpkins for Halloween and that, you know, time of year. So I thought I'd plan ahead. And here are my peonies that arrived. These have come from Sarah Raven, and they're bare roots, and I can't wait till the ground's a little bit warmer and I can get them in. And I'm going to go and show you the new bed for my dahlias and my peony bed as well. It's really important to store your seeds safely. Occasionally we get little mice in here that love eating seeds. So I've got some Tupperwares that I keep my seeds in with the lid securely on, and we have no problems with pests. This was where I used to put my dahlias, but you can see this rose has got really overexcited and is taking up all the space. This was a present from the children one Mother's Day. So there's not much space for my dahlias in there, but I've decided to put a bed in along here. So it's going to come like so, and I'll have all of my dahlias in a row along here, which will look really pretty when I'm in the yard and I'm doing the ponies. I can enjoy looking at them as well. This is where I have planted all of my tulip bulbs that I can pick and bring into the house and really enjoy. There is just a few signs of them poking through, which is really exciting. But this is also going to become my peony bed along here. So I've got all of those peonies from Sarah Raven that will be planted out in here once the ground is warm enough and after the tulips have finished, or I might just have to put them in around the tulips, but we will play that by ear. The children have their football goal here, so it's slightly dangerous me having this area for cut flowers, but we will see how it goes, and the children won't always be using this area, so I thought I wanted to get the peonies in and established so we can enjoy them over the years to come.